I didn't hear you come in.
I'm sorry, I knocked. Figured you were just in the back, so I came on in. Hope that's all right.
Fine. You know, I can't hear anything back there. Cigarettes?
No, thank you.
Right, could you hand me that mug? The Monsignor steals my ashtrays. The church doesn't consider them essential office supplies anymore, and I can't buy them. Poverty, etc.
How can you buy cigarettes?
I don't. I confiscate them. St. Gerard's. Considering what my predecessor did with the kids at St. Gerard's, I'd say my feeling of cigarettes is rather harmless.
This is true.
Maybe I can at least save their bodies, even if their souls are fucked. So, John, your catechumenate is done. This afternoon, you'll be baptized and confirmed. Sunday, you'll take the Eucharist. And bang, you're in the club.
Yeah.
Now, I like to have a little chat with my converting adults and put it to the plunge, so to speak.
Like confession?
Can't have confession until you're confirmed, John. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right.
No, just to chat some with you. Make sure everything's all right. Just make absolutely sure before you commit that you really want to do this.
What?
Well, it's a big commitment, John, if you're planning on doing it right. I mean, there are plenty of people who get into Catholicism without a problem in the world. They take the classes, get the sprinkle, eat the cookie, drink the wine, start coming to Mass, no problem. Then, after a while, the rules start getting to them. They find them oppressive. They can't sleep with their girlfriend anymore. Even if they could, they can't use protection. They can't smoke pot. They can't watch porn. They can't jerk off. God help them if they're gay. Then, one morning, usually about the time they realize that missing Mass is a mortal sin, and therefore sleeping on Sunday is grounds for eternity in hell, they decide, hey, I don't want to be Catholic anymore. And they leave the church, bitter and cynical, and are plagued the rest of their lives by nagging guilt, fear of losing their salvation, which they never would have had if they hadn't joined it in the first place. I'm trying to be as honest as I can, John.
Are you saying people shouldn't be Catholic?
John, I'm a priest. It's part of my job requirement to be honest. It's not that I think Catholicism is wrong for everyone. Obviously, I think it's right for me. Or I probably would have chosen a different vocation by now. I just hate seeing people who are half-assed about their faith. Now, Mother Church may not be the most progressive of organizations, and while not totally incapable of change, she does tend to prefer staying at least a century and a half behind the rest of society. This can be a problem for people. They don't believe in the dogma. They feel oppressed by the rules and ritual, and they begin to resent and blame God and their faith for what an organization of men told them they couldn't do.
All right, look, now I'm still relatively new at this, and I don't mean to question your authority, but isn't it your general position that this is the only true church, the only way to salvation?
That is what it says in the Catechism.
And do you regularly try to convince people to stay out of the church?
If I think it will not be beneficial for them.
So then, wouldn't you be recommending them to their own damnation?
Look, John, to be perfectly frank, the Monsignor doesn't steal my ashtrays because he's worried about my health. He does it because he honestly can't stand it. I'm not what you call a company man, know what I mean? To tell the truth, if this were the Middle Ages, I probably would have been on the grill a long time ago. I am technically a heretic, in that I believe that human beings are absolute idiots to presume they know exactly what God wants, how he works, what he doesn't like. Now, the church works well for me. I'm a pretty conservative guy, personally, but I don't judge others on their actions, which makes me a good confessor. I like the ritual and the order. The semi-monastic life suits me well. And I think I'm asexual. That's a big plus. My ideas may not always be in lockstep with the Monsignors, but I fancy I'm a pretty good person. I got the call when I was a kid. I really did. Jesus came to me. When that happens, you either join the church or seek immediate psychiatric. I'm kidding. Done. What I'm trying to say is that you need to be absolutely sure before you begin that this is right for you. There are too many people who claim the faith and don't practice it. Other beliefs and philosophies don't bother me at all. To each his own. But I loathe hypocrisy. It cheapens everything we do here.
I want to be Catholic.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
John, what do you do?
I'm a waiter.
What are you waiting for? John, people don't make careers anymore out of being waiters. Not intentionally, anyway. It's what you do to pay the rent until the real career starts, the one that will make you rich or famous or both.
Is there something wrong with that?
No, got to pay the bills, I suppose, but is that really how you define yourself?
Well, you asked me what I did, not what I wanted to do.
What you want to do can be as trivial as where you work. What you truly want to do, you do already. You may not make any money at it, but you do it all the same.
I write.
Wonderful. What do you write?
Fiction. The horror stories.
My absolute favorite. What's your favorite horror novel?
I don't know. Fear.
John. Mine's The Exorcist. Obvious reasons.
That's okay too, I guess.
Well, if you'd like to write horror novels, you have joined the right religion.
Think so?
Well, it would have been better if you'd been raised Catholic. Get some of our guilt and repression going in the formative years. Speaking of, are you still living with your girlfriend?
Yes.
I told you, John, you can't do that. No ring, no nothing. You know this.
But I can still live with her, can't I?
And what, have headaches every night? No. You move out, or she moves out. That's the way it's got to be. Confirmed it?
Okay, all right. It's not going to be an easy conversation, you know.
Not my fault. She, what's her name?
Erica.
Erica does know you're doing this, right?
Not yet.
My son, are you an idiot?
Just haven't found the right time. I'll talk to her tonight.
What time is good for you tomorrow?
All day, really. For what?
Counseling.
Oh, ye of little faith.
I'll be here at 3.
Can I please be confirmed now? I'm ready.
I'm only going to say this one more time, John.
Save it.
All right. You obviously know what's best for you. Come on. Let's get it over with.
Morris, what?
Almost finished. It's great.
Really?
Really? You showed this to John?
I wanted someone else to read it first. I get intimidated, you know?
That's silly, Erica. You know, it's not like John's Stephen King. He published one horror story in one magazine.
I know.
I'm not belittling John's writing or anything, but have you sent this in anywhere?
No.
Well, you should.
I hadn't really planned on it.
Why not?
I really wrote more for myself than for other people.
If that was true, you wouldn't have asked me to read it. Hey, where is John? Is he working?
No, the restaurant's renovating. He has a few days off.
Yeah, I thought he told me that.
Yeah, he said he had something important to do. He wouldn't tell me what it was, so he'd tell me when he got back.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what?
Huh.
I talked to Lilith yesterday.
Oh, God, what does she want?
I don't know. She called me drunk, rambling about nothing. Some guy she'd been sleeping with, that he stuff.
She's just trying to hurt you.
I know.
It's probably not true.
I don't care if it's true or not. I left her. She can see whomever tickles her fancy.
Fuck her. She doesn't deserve you.
You've never met her.
I have high standards for you.
Grazzy Neely.
You're very frango. John.
Hey, John.
Hey, Morris. Oh, yeah. Ask you a favor?
Sure.
Kind of need to talk to Erica, you know.
Sam, where?
Bye, Morris.
Just across the hall if you need anything.
John, is something wrong?
No. We just need to talk, that's all.
You're scaring me here, babe.
Don't be. I mean, let's sit, okay?
Okay. Is this what you had to do today?
Yeah.
Well, what was it? Where did you go?
I went to St. Lucy's.
The church?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, Erica, I've become Catholic.
You... Come again?
I'm Catholic. I converted today. I was confirmed, everything, baptized. I'm Catholic.
Oh my God, you're serious. Why? Are you doing research for your book?
No, look, Erica, I've had trouble recently. Been working overtime at the restaurant. Haven't been able to set aside time to work on the book. I haven't spent as much time with you as I'd like to. I felt, well, impotent in everything. I couldn't figure out what the problem was until a couple of months ago.
What? Did you have a vision or something? Did Jesus come to you?
I'm serious, Erica, okay? Look, a couple of months ago I was working on the book. I had the night off from work. You were out with Morris and his friend Steve, and I was taking time to work on the book. I got about 2.5 pages written, and I had to check something in my notes, only I couldn't find them because my desk was such a wreck.
Sounds like the road to religious epiphany. Do go on.
Just, will you cut it out?
No, hon, I don't believe I will.
I'm trying to tell you.
There's nothing you can say to explain this.
Erica.
Say maybe, Erica, I've lost my mind. Please get me to a doctor. Erica, I've been smoking a lot of crack recently. There was this huge steam pot in my closet. And I
You know
was
what? Forget it.
No, dear, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's fascinating. I'm all ears.
What is your problem?
No problem. I care in the world, Apostle John. Please, illuminate me. Are you going to tell me?
Are you going to make fun?
It's a distinct possibility.
I realized that my problem is that I'm too disorganized. My life is out of order, and you know why?
Because you're a human being.
Look, every day I see people with lives that make sense to them, ordered lives.
And you think it's because they go to church?
Some of them, yes. For others, it's something else. But whatever it is, they all have some kind of structure, some kind of skeletal framework for their lives. My problem is, I have no skeleton.
That makes sense, John.
Doesn't it?
No skeleton, yeah. It explains how you manage to sit on your brain.
Not funny.
Actually, it would be if it wasn't happening to me.
To you?
John, I live with you. If you make some abysmally stupid, life-changing decision, it's going to affect me.
Not abysmal. Why are you so anti-Catholic all of a sudden?
I'm not anti-Catholic for people who actually are Catholic. This is not faith we're talking about here, John. This is like some deranged 12-step thing out of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Dumb Fucks. There's nothing wrong with wanting structure or order or discipline in your life, but goddammit, you said those things yourself.
Would you please not swear?
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
Erica, I can't set rules for myself. Who's going to enforce them? I can't. If I break one of my rules, I'll just let myself off with a warning. Eventually, I'll take advantage of my generosity. I'll run rampant. And you know whose fault it's going to be? Mine. Because I should have been harder on myself when I broke that first rule. But who's going to punish me for that, Erica? Me? You know what I'm like.
My head hurts. You're making my head hurt.
Now, the church, that's something else entirely. There's confession, penance, there's purgatory and hell, there's knuckle-whacking nuns. Oh, before I forget, you can't live here anymore. Now, the way the church is structured...
Wait. Back up.
Okay.
Did you just dump me?
Oh, no, of course not, no. I just said that you have to move out. It was my apartment first, Erica, so it should be you who moves out. Because we're living in sin, Erica? Look, it's just until we can afford to get married. I mean, Morris has a spare room in his apartment next door. I'm sure he would let you stay with him until you can find a place of your own. Now, Erica, I want to ask you something very important. It would really mean a lot to me if you would come to Mass with me on Sunday. I mean, let's face it, then, you haven't really been flying right by Jesus. My heart now. Okay. Let's take a walk then, and you think it over.
She said, if you don't make a noise, God will never know you're there. So purchase me a ticket, yeah, for me with Jesus Christ. He shook my hand and offered me justice, the blood of ice. He was telling me things on what you make of love, things on what you make of love, right? And you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Things on what you make of love, things on what you make of love, right? And you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's what he said.
Did he? That's all he said?
He wants a skeleton, whatever that means. I really think he's not okay.
He didn't have any visions or anything, did he?
If he did, he didn't tell me about it. Look, is it okay if I crash with you for a while?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. Glad to have you.
You know, I keep going over it in my head. Was it something I did or didn't do? Something
You
I
didn't do anything. I'm sure this is not about you.
Oh, I know. He told me.
Did
It's
he?
just...
Sorry. Did he mention his book?
What?
He did. You told me. He's going to keep working on his book. For now. That's the whole reason behind this.
Morris? What has that got to do with anything?
Everything. I mean, sure, he'll keep working on it now. He might even finish this one, but what the fuck is going on? How do we not see this?
Morris, you've always been a good friend, but forgive me if I think you're concerned with a little mistake.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Erica. You don't understand.
Understand what?
The book.
What book? Tom Stupid Horn?
No, not that one. The one he's going... I don't think I can explain.
Well, try.
No,
please.
I mean, I don't think I'm allowed to explain.
Allowed? Jesus, Morris, you look really scared. What is it?
That's it. Good. Hola. Chewy, por favor. Stress. Hey, dude, I need you here right now. No, right now. Because Maynard just decided to become Catholic, that's why! Yes, he's serious! Why the fuck do you think I'm calling you? No, look, Erica's here, she's confused, she's scared, I'm gonna tell her. Everything! I don't know, but I'm gonna tell her anyway. She's right in the middle and she deserves to know. Okay, bye. Hurry.
Tell me what, Morris? Tell me what?
Erica, I'm going to tell you some stuff now, and it's very important, and I need you to keep an open mind.
Okay.
I don't mean a usual casual for the sake of respecting someone else's opinion. Open mind. You're going to have to accept some things that are going to seem extraordinary.
Morris, will you just tell me? I've had a really stressful day. You're really freaking me out. I need you. Oh my God, Morris.
Yeah.
That's not all Vine-wise.
No, it's not.
Morris, what happened? What is it?
I was branded.
Branded? How are you branded on your eyes?
I was branded at the beginning of time for subversion. Technically.
You really lost me.
It's kind of hard for me to come out and say, okay?
What, were you sick? What was it?
No, I don't get sick.
Why not?
Because, I'm not human, Erica.
Morris?
No, look, I was working for, someone. Really terrible someone. He helped to create something magnificent and beautiful, something much greater than himself, only after he created it, he became jealous of it. He tried to rein it in and suppress it, and I tried to intercede, and he did this to me.
Morris, who are you?
I go by many names.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. It never gets old for me if you walk right in.
Are you telling me that you're...
Yeah, it's me. I'm it. Morris Belial, it's a little obvious, isn't it?
This is too much.
You'll get used to it.
maybe I'm thinking something different from what you're actually telling me. What I'm thinking could in fact be much worse. I mean, it's ridiculous you
Yeah,
have
well,
to say.
Serica, Old Scratch, Morning Star, Bringer of Light, King of Pain, Lucifer, Satan, I'm the devil. In general accepted Judeo-Christian doctrine, and against my endless protestations, the personification of evil and the common enemy of man. Don't get up.
Morse, please don't be insulted. I'm not getting up because I think you're crazy or having a joke at my expense. I'm getting up because, for reasons I may never understand, I know that you're telling me the truth.
There's no reason to be scared.
I think there is!
Still me, Erica, I'm your friend.
Yeah, well, you have the power to assume a pleasing shape, don't you?
Erica, please.
This is why you didn't want John to become Catholic. I yelled at him. He wanted me to go to church with him.
No, Erica.
Morris, stay away!
You said you would keep an open mind, and I am pulling you.
I believe you, that's why I'm leaving.
You have no idea what's going on. You just sit down, please.
Morris, please.
5 minutes. You just sit down for 5 minutes.
Morris!
Who is it?
It's me, dude.
Finally, come in.
Jealous.
Took your sweet time.
I was in Mexico, dude. They love me there. Erica Haven.
I think I will sit.
Why don't you? You look svelte.
2 years in Juarez, dude. I got a thing for the flan. Hey. So I assume you told her.
She got a little freak out.
Yeah, I can imagine. By the way, Erica, so you'll know, we have met before.
I don't want to argue with you.
You don't remember me. I didn't look like this.
Remember Steve?
Say what?
Uh-huh.
Look, Eric, I know this is probably kind of a lot to take in. Maybe we should start by answering any questions you might have.
Yeah, good idea.
Questions. Right. You two are friends?
Best friends.
Okay, so you're not enemies then.
Only when we're playing Tekken.
Okay, so... You know, I don't even know where to start. Explain. Just explain.
Explain what?
I don't know. Everything.
Erica, we don't have that kind of time.
Well,
what we do...
All religions are true, okay? Every pantheon, every holy text, everything that mankind has ever put faith in exists. Corporeally exists, not just as archetypes or symbols of the psyche, but externally as well. So there is no wrong religion. All religions are right.
Well...
Oh, except for Mormonism, Scientology, and Christian Science.
Well, obviously. I mean, how does that happen? I mean, don't all the religions work on the basic principle that they are the only truth?
Yes.
And that's true, too, in a sense. Okay, look, let's say you're a Christian, right? And you believe that God the Father created everything and that Jesus is your Savior and that I want nothing more than to trap you and burn your soul for all of eternity. You're bound to that structure. If you sin and you're unrepentant, you go to hell.
Define sin.
It varies from person to person.
Right, but for the sake of argument, let's say you commit the big one. You don't accept Jesus into your heart. Now, if you believe that Jesus is the Savior, but for some reason you don't accept Him, then you go to hell. Let's say you're Muslim. Naturally, you don't accept Jesus as the Messiah because you don't believe He is, so you don't go to hell. But eat a ham sandwich and you will.
So, heaven and hell do exist.
Well, yeah, but so do Nirvana, Valhalla, reincarnation, being in nothingness, the hungry ghost,
And etc.
That still doesn't explain how you two are enemies. I mean, you're part of the same mythos, system, whatever.
Well, there's a lot of politics involved.
Politics.
You have to do a lot of role-playing to keep up the myths.
And a lot of what our roles demand is dictated by circumstance.
Circumstance.
Yeah. Politics and circumstance is how I got the dubious honor of being evil incarnate.
You mean you're not?
Oh, you know Belly, Erica. Does he seem evil to you?
No, but I'm only human.
Only human, there they go.
And you think that makes you unqualified to judge good and evil? And what if a person believed exactly what we just described for you? Pantheism, contradictions and all.
What do you mean?
All right, what if a person believes that all gods exist? And what would happen to them when they die?
I don't know.
If a person believes that all religions are equally valid, which god would have jurisdiction over them when they're dead?
I still don't know.
They judge themselves. Their own conscience is all they have to answer to. Forget psychology. Forget the idea of the conscience as a learned thing. It's inherent in human beings to judge good and evil. It's instilled in you at birth. Hey, you can shut it off if you want to. That's the occasionally terrible beauty of free will, but it is there. Humans have way more mojo than you give yourselves credit for. So what do you think, Erica? Does Morris seem to you to be evil?
No, he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. But why?
I told you. Circumstance, politics, role play.
Erica, the most rare occurrence in the universe is the unseating of a deity. To take from a god the powers and peoples he rules requires a unanimous decision of all divine presences that ever were or will be.
It's only happened once in all of eternity. And for the sake of people's faith, it required some covering up on our parts.
What happened? Which god?
Yehovah, the god of the ancient Hebrews.
That would be your father, right?
Oh, no. He's not the father. He's not the Muslim Allah or the Jewish Eloah either.
Those are the three that replaced him. He's an unpopular deity from the beginning. Insecure, monomaniacal. He didn't play well with other gods.
So at the beginning of time, when everything's being divided up, like who rules over which people win, Yehovah was fobbed off on a small group of slaves and nomads in the middle of the desert for a short period of ancient history.
All things said and done, it really worked out better for me. Certainly worked out better for you. I was just supposed to be Yehovah's right-hand angel.
And I was just supposed to be the teacher that turned the Hebrews onto Buddhism, if you can dig that.
Well, what happened?
Well, Yehovah was far more ambitious than any of the other gods gave him credit for. He didn't just want to retire when Jesus came along. He was in it for the long haul.
And he hated humans, especially the ladies.
Why?
Jealousy. He hated the idea of birth. He felt like it took power away from him, and he also hated all the other gods for creating these people, so he decided on a plan.
That's when Belly got involved. Mankind's crusader.
It's a little much.
Oh, you were, dude. Look at the Old Testament, Erica. It's biased. Yeah, but you can see what he was trying to do. He showed you the way to intelligence. He gave you the knowledge of right and wrong. He let you in on all that stuff with the gonads you all love so much, with the floop and the nooner and the making little copies of yourselves that flew all over the place. Stuff Yehovah would have kept from you.
The flute and the nooner.
Not really my area of expertise, bro.
So what finally caused the other gods to kick Yehovah out?
Tried to take over everything.
Well, the gods put up with this shit. The floods, the fires, the plagues.
Killing people for not wearing underwear.
That poor son of a bitch. They put up with it because they knew their time was limited.
It was getting close to Jesus' birth. And with that, the end of Yehovah's reign. But he starts sending visions to people. Visions of a Messiah, a terrible, bloodthirsty, human incarnation of himself who will destroy anyone who doesn't consider him the one true God. This is too much for the rest of divinity, so by unanimous vote, they oust him.
He was replaced by Eloah, the present Jewish guy.
Wait, where did he come from?
Eloah? He wasn't supposed to come into power until 5022 in New Siberia.
But there's already this problem of the Messiah. It's already doctrine, extremely volatile.
So the decision was made to diffuse some of that problem with Jesus.
Yeah, so I became the Messiah for some.
But as he wasn't a bloodthirsty warrior, there were quite a few people who didn't believe in him, so another prophet was needed.
Enter Allah and Muhammad, which seemed like such a good idea at the time.
You mean it wasn't?
Hard to say. It was really super during the Middle Ages, or as we in the divine realms have taken to calling it, the great 1,000-year stupiding of Europe. When the Islamic world was preserving all of these little comforts the rest of the West had forgotten about, like math and bathing. But there's this thing where Allah's voice is too powerful for human ears to withstand it, so anytime he talks to somebody, he has to go through a middleman.
Well, and Allah refuses to work with anybody but the angel Jibreel, which would be fine, except that Jibreel has a terrible speech impediment, so most of the time people just misunderstand what he says.
And there's also the fact that Muhammad really wasn't meant to be a prophet. I mean, before all of this business with Yehovah, he was just fated to be a businessman.
Oh man, there was this time when Belly pulled this nasty trick on Muhammad when he pretended to be Jibreel.
Yeah, I read the book.
I'm never going to live that down. And a starting never gets any crap for it. As much her idea as it was mine.
You still sending Rushdie those apology fruit baskets every New Year?
I had to stop. It was freaking out. Since since he's in hiding, every time he gets one, he thinks he has to move.
Man, that was back in the day when we were hanging out with Astarte all the time. But she used to be such a party goddess.
Wouldn't know it now.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, all the fertility goddesses were like that until they all hit Dea pause and formed the mom council. Playing bridge and fundraising all the time.
Yeah, but Astarte really did put them all to shame.
Remember that thing in Babylon when she got smashed and fucked Dagon in the Hanging Gardens? So anyway, by the time the Quran is written, the remaining Jews have accepted Eloah, who now has a terrible ulcer from the stress, and thus the Judeo-Christian theologies exist. The only problem is that Yechivacha is immortal, so we didn't just go away after he lost his job.
He tried to kill me several times.
Really?
Mm-hmm. King Herod, the possessed man, the temptations in the desert, Caiaphas, Judas, all Yechivacha.
So it wasn't you?
No, but for the sake of the faithful, Eloah, the Father, and Allah all had to convince their people that they were the God of the Torah. Yechivacha had already said that I was evil, so they had to stick with that. Evil, whether I did it or not, had to be credited to me.
That's terrible.
It really is.
They were in tough position. I felt sorry for those guys, and they might have made it work if it hadn't been for Paul.
Saint Paul?
Saint my ass.
Saul of Tarsus was Yechivacha's last big thank you to divinity and mankind. After trying so long to destroy Jesus, he decided to use him. Saul twisted the gospel, with Yechivacha leading him all the way. He used it to create hatred and intolerance, and it led to feuds within the religion, holy wars, and Bob Larson.
This is St. Paul that wrote, love is patient, love is kind.
Oh, he didn't write that. He transcribed it when Yechivacha fed it to him to nice up all the hateful crap he was writing everywhere else.
Yechivacha stole it from the stuff out Not and wrote on the wall in Amarna. And he only wrote it to get up Nefertiti's skirt.